Hare Krishna. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada, ISKCON of Atlanta, dear devotees, I would like to welcome all of you for this amazing journey of Deliverance of Aghāsura in the month of Kartik. It's been 30 days today that we have been listening to this amazing lecture from Srimad Bhagavatam. And I have a mixed feeling because we have nourished ourselves. We have been this journey together for last 29 days, and today is day 30, and the katha will end today. So there is a good feeling of that we have nourished ourselves in the month of Kartik, and now that we will not have this association in Zoom temple from tomorrow. But whatever that we have learned, dear devotees, if we keep churning that by remembering, by meditating on those points that the Prabhuji mentioned, and implementing those in our life, we can definitely make a lot of changes, a lot of progress in our spiritual journey. So very grateful to all of you for giving us your association. I would also like to thank all those devotees who placed an order for Srimad Bhagavatam. That's in the process of shipping. Some of you have already received it, so thank you so much. So let's get into the last day of Kartik Katha and see what is there in store for all of us. Thank you very much once again. Hare Krishna. Thank you, dear Amarendra Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So today we will chant the whole chapter one last time together. So very grateful, very honored, very privileged to be on this journey. So I start off by offering my obeisances to each one of you with loads of gratitude, appreciation. It's really amazing what you all have done. The whole month you all have given your association consistently. Of course, we changed places, we changed time, we changed so many different things, but all of you have been very, very kind, very kind. So I start off by folding my palms and expressing words and feelings and heart full of gratitude and appreciation for each one of you. And so much so that, well, I have a few more things to say. We'll say that at the end. So now we'll get started with the verses of the chapter. Shri Shukha Uvacha, Canto 10, Chapter 12. क्वचित् वनाशाय मनोदतत्प्रजात् प्रातः समुत्थाय वयस्य वत्सपान् प्रबोधयन् शृङ्गरवेण चारुणा विनिर्गतो वत्सपुरःसरो हरि तेनैव साकं पृथुकासहस्रशः स्निग्धासु शिक्वेत्र विषाणवेणवः स्वान् स्वान् सहस्रोपरि सङ्ख्ययान्वितान् वत्सान् पुरस्कृत्य विनिर्ययुर्मुदा कृष्णवत्सैरसङ्ख्यातैर्यूथीकृत्य स्ववत्सकान् चारयन्तोर्वलीलाभिर्विजहरुस्तत्र तत्रः फलप्रबालस्तवकः सुमनपिच्छधातुभिः काचगुञ्जामणिस्वर्णभूषिता अप्यभूषयन् मुष्णन्तोऽन्योन्यशिक्यादीन्यातान् आराच्य चिक्षेपुः तत्रत्याश्च पुनर्दूराद् हसन्तश्च पुनर्ददु यदि दूरं गतः कृष्णो वनशोभेक्षणायतम् अहं पूर्वम् इति संस्पृश्य रेमिरे केचिद् वेणुन् वादयन्तोद्मान्तशृङ्गाणि केचन केचिद् भृङ्गै प्रगायन्त कूजन्त कोकिलै परे विच्छायाभिप्रधावन्तो गच्छन्तः साधुहंसकै बकैरुपविशन्तश्च नृत्यन्तश्च कलापिभिः विकर्षन्तः कीशबालान् आरोहन्तश्च तैद्रुमान् विकुर्वन्तश्च तैः साकं प्लवन्तश्च पलाशिषु साकं भेकैर्विलङ्घन्तः सरितस्रवसम्प्लुता विहसन्तः प्रतिच्छाया शपन्तश्च प्रतिस्वनान् इत्थं शतां ब्रह्मसुखानुभूत्या दास्यं गतानां परदैवतेन मायाश्रितानां नरदारिकेण साकं विजहरुकृतपुण्यपुञ्जा यत्पादपांसु बहुजन्मकृच्छ्रतो धृतात्मभिर्योगिभिरप्यलभ्य स एव यदृग्विषयस्वयं स्थितः किं वर्ण्यतेदिष्टमतो व्रजौकसाम् अथागनामाभ्यपतन्महासुरस्तेषां सुखक्रीडनवीक्षणाक्षम नित्यं यदन्तर्निजजीवितेप्सुभिः पीतामृतैरप्यमरैः प्रतीक्षते दृष्ट्वार्भकान् कृष्णमुखान् अघासुरः कंसानुशिष्टः सबकी बकानुज अयं तु मे सोदरनाशकृतयोर्द्वयोर्ममैनं सबलं हनिष्ये एते यदा मत्सुहृदोऽस्तिलापकृतास्तदा नष्टसमाव्रजौकसः प्राणे गते वर्ष्मसुखानुचिन्ता प्रजासवप्राणभृतो हि एते इति व्यवस्याजगरं बृहद्वपु स योजनायाम महाद्रिपीवरं दृष्ट्वाद्भुतं व्यातगुहाननं तदा पथि व्यशेतग्रशनाशया खल धराधरोष्टो जलदोत्तरोष्टो दर्याननान्तो गिरिशृङ्गदंष्ट्र द्वान्तान्तरास्यो विततात्वजिह्वः परुषानिलश्वासदवेक्षणोक्ष्ण दृष्ट्वा तं तादृशं सर्वे मत्वा वृन्दावनश्रियं व्याता जिगरतुण्डेन ह्युत्प्रेक्षन्ते स्म लीलया अहो मित्राणि गदत सत्त्वकूटं पुरस्थितम् अस्मत्सङ्ग्रसनव्यातव्यालतुण्डायते न वा सत्यम् अर्ककरा रक्तम् उत्तराहनुवद्घनम् अधराहनुवत् रोदस्तत्प्रतिच्छाययारुणम् प्रतिस्पर्धेति सृक्कभ्यां सव्यासव्येन गोदरे तुङ्गशृङ्गालयोऽप्येतस्तद्दंष्ट्राभिश्च पश्यत आस्त्रितायाममार्गोऽयं रसनां प्रतिगर्जति येषामन्तर्गतं ध्वान्तम् एतदप्यन्तराननम् दावोष्णखरवातोऽयं श्वासवद्भाति पश्यत तद्दग्धसत्त्वदुर्गन्धोऽप्यन्तरामीशगन्धवत् अस्मान् किमत्र ग्रसितानिविष्टान् अयं तथा चेद्बकवद्विनङ्क्षति क्षणादनेनेति बकार्युषन्मुखं वीक्षोधसन्तः करताडनैर्ययु इत्थं मितो तथ्यमतज्ञभाषितं श्रुत्वा विचिन्त्येति मृषा मृषायते रक्षो विदित्वाखिलभूतरित्स्थितं स्वानां निरोधुं भगवान् मनो दधे तावत् प्रविष्टास्त्वसुरोदरान्तरं परं न गीर्णाशिशवः सवत्सा प्रतीक्षमाणेन बकारिवेषणं हतस्वकान्तस्मरणेन रक्षसा तान् वीक्ष्य कृष्ण सकलाभयप्रदो यनन्यनाथान् स्वकरादवच्युतान् दीनांश्च मृत्योर्जठराग्निघासान् गृणार्दितोदिष्टकृतेन विस्मित कृत्यं किमत्रास्य खलस्य जीवनं न वा अनीशां च सतां विहिंसनं द्वयं कथं स्यात् इति संविचिन्त्य ज्ञात्वा विषत्तुण्डमशेषदृग्हरि तदा घनच्छदा देवा भयाधाहेति चुक्रुषु जहृषु ये च कंसाद्या कौणपास्त्वगबान्धवा तच्छ्रुत्वा भगवान् कृष्णस्त्य तु अव्ययसार्भवत्सकं चूर्णिचिकीर्षुरात्मानं तरसा ववृदे गले ततोक्तिकायस्य निरुद्धमार्गिणो युद्गीर्णदृष्टे भ्रमतस्त्वितस्ततः पूर्णोऽन्तरङ्गे पवनो निरुद्धो मूर्धन्विनिर्भिद्य विनिर्गतो बहिः तेनैव सर्वेषु बहिर्गतेषु प्राणेषु वत्सान् सुहृदपरेतान् दृष्ट्या स्वयुत्थाप्य तदन्वितः पुनर्वक्त्रान् मुकुन्दो भगवान् विनिर्ययु पीनाहि भोगोऽतितमद्भुतं महज्ज्योतिस्वधाम्ना ज्वलयद्दिशो दश प्रतीक्ष्यखेव स्थितमिषद्निर्गमं विवेश तस्मिन्मिषतां दिवौकसां ततोऽतिरिष्टस्वकृतो कृतार्हणं पुष्पैः सुगा अप्सरशश्च नर्तनैः गीतैः सुरावाद्यधरश्च वाद्यकैस्तवैः च विप्रा जयनिस्वनैः गणा तदद्भुतस्तोत्रसुवाद्यगीतिका जयादिनैकोत्सवमङ्गलस्वनान् श्रुत्वा स्वधाम्नोऽन्त्यज आगतोचिरा दृष्ट्वा महिषस्य जगाम विस्मयम् राजन् आजगरं चर्म शुष्कं वृन्दावनेद्भुतं व्रजौकसां बहुतित्थं बभूवा क्रीडगह्वरम् एतत् कौमारजं कर्म हरेरात्मा हि मोक्षणं मृत्यो पौगण्डके बाला दृष्ट्वोचु विस्मिता व्रजे नैतद्विचित्रं मनुजार्वमायिन परावराणां परमस्य वेदस अगोपि यत्स्पर्शनधौतपातक प्रापात्मसाम्यं त्वसतां सुदुर्लभम् सकृद्यदङ्गप्रतिमान्तराहिता मनोमयी भागवतीं ददौ गतिं स एव नित्यात्मसुखानुभूत्यभिव्युदस्तमायोऽन्तर्गतो हि किं पुनः श्रीसुत उवाच इत्थं द्विजा यादवदेव दत्त श्रुत्वा स्वरातुश्चरितं विचित्रं पप्रच्छ भूयोऽपि तदेव पुण्यं वैयासखिं यन्निगृहीतचेता श्रीराजोवाच ब्रह्मन् कालान्तरकृतं तत्कालीनं कथं भवेत् यत्कौमारे हरिकृतं जगुपौगण्डकेर्भका तद्ब्रूहि मे महायोगिन् परं कौतूहलं गुरो नूनम् एतद् हरेरेव माया भवति नान्यथा वयं धन्यतमालोके गुरोऽपि क्षत्रबान्धवः वयं पिबामो मुहुः वयं पिबाम मुहुत्वत्तपुण्यं कृष्णकथामृतं श्रीसूत उवाच इत्थं स्म पृष्टः स तु बाधरायिणीस्तत्स्मारितानन्तरिताखिलेन्द्रिय कृच्छ्रात् पुनर्लब्धबहिर्दृशी शनैः पत्याहतं भागवतोत्तमोत्तमा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः हरे कृष्ण Dandavat Pranam, welcome. So, yesterday we discussed up to text 40. where Suta Goswami explains, Itham Dvija, in this way, O Dvija, O Brahmana, those who have two births. Brahmanas are called Dvija, twice born, because most of us we have only one birth. We have the birth given by the mother and the father. But the Brahmanas, they have two births. They have the biological birth given by the mother and the father, and they have the spiritual birth, where Brahma Gayatri and other Gayatris, they become the mother, and the spiritual master, Sri Guru, is the father. Guru is the father. Ultimately, Sri Guru is the father. Our mother and our father, they will leave us. But Chakhu Dan Dilo Jai Janme Janme Prabhu se Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashita Preme Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Vinasha Jate Vede Gaye Jahar Charita. That Sri Guru is the eternal father. He is the eternal, ever well-wishing best friend. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada, whenever he would sign off his letters, he would say, "Your ever well-wishing, your ever well-wisher," actually. And when he wrote a letter to Krishna, Prabhupada wrote a letter to Krishna at the Jaladuta. He said, "Your most insignificant beggar." Prabhupada writes to Krishna on the Jaladuta as the most insignificant beggar. And when he writes to his disciples, he writes it as, signs it off as your ever well-wisher. Nobody can be ever well-wisher like Sri Guru. So when Sri Guru gives Diksha through the Gayatri, so Brahma Gayatri and the other Gayatris become the mother, Sri Guru is the father, and the disciple is the child. And because the Brahmanas go through the Dvijatiya Sanskar, the second birth, or the Mantra Diksha, therefore they are called Dvija, those who are twice born. Teeth are also twice born. They first come as milk teeth, and then they come as the actual teeth. So therefore, teeth are also in Shastra called as Dvija, twice born. Birds are also called Dvija because they first come as egg and then they hatch from the egg. But in this context, Suta Goswami is not referring to birds or teeth. He's referring to Brahmanas who are twice born. So Itham, in this way, Dvija, Yadava Deva Dattaha. Very beautiful name for Parikshit Maharaj. This is text 40, just to bring in the context. Yadava Deva Datta, he who was given. Dayacha, Datta comes from Dadhatu. So he who was given to the Pandavas by Krishna. Krishna delivered Parikshit from the womb of Uttara, saving him from the Brahmastra of Ashwathama, and gave to the Pandavas. And Krishna gave as Yadava Deva, as the best among the Yadavas. So Parikshit Maharaj is given by the best among the Yadavas to Pandavas. Therefore, he is called Yadava Deva Dattaha. Itham Dvija Yadava Deva Datta. Shrutva. Having heard this, Swaratu. Swarata, Vishnu Ratena Samprushta Bhagavan Badarayini. Bhagavatam describes Parikshit is Vishnu Rata. Vishnu Rata means he who is protected by Vishnu. So Swaratu, his own protector. Parikshit Maharaj is listening to Srimad Bhagavatam with so much love. See, when we hear Krishna Katha, we must hear Krishna Katha with respect to our life, with respect to our heart. We should, when we are hearing about Krishna entering Aghāsura, or Krishna delivering his friends, saving them from the snake, or the Devatas celebrating Krishna's Leela, immediately we must connect it to our life. We must always ask the question, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? Every verse, what is it teaching me? How can I apply what Srimad Bhagavatam says in this verse to my life? Of course, Srimad Bhagavatam will not explicitly say that. Therefore, we have to study Srimad Bhagavatam in Vaishnava association. We have to read Srimad Bhagavatam on our own. All of us must. We all should. Every single day. There is no we can, we may, we must. If we want to save our consciousness, if we want to be good citizens in this world, in this society, even with moral values and ethics, and sprinkle it with ultimate spiritual parodharma, principles of eternal spirituality, Krishna consciousness, then we must study Srimad Bhagavatam. All of us, male, female, students, mothers, fathers, senior citizens, everyone, each one of us, everyone who's present here and everyone who's not present here, this message must be given even to them, that Srimad Bhagavatam must be studied. Of course, we must have Swadhyay, self-study, but we must also have study in Vaishnava association. Why? Because then we get perspectives. We get to learn. When we study a verse, we may not be able to understand the verse completely. We may just see it from one angle of vision. Srila Prabhupada writes in one place that I want my, of course, he doesn't say disciples, he says, I want the members of the Krishna consciousness movement to study my books for 2 to 3 hours every day, scrutinizingly from different angles of vision. This is the statement of Srila Prabhupada. I want the members of the Krishna consciousness movement to study my books 2 to 3 hours every day, scrutinizingly, which means word for word, understanding it properly, from different angles of vision, which means from different commentaries. So in our series of discussion, we try to follow that aspect of Srila Prabhupada, where we are studying together, we go word for word. If you see this whole series, we have tried our best, because Prabhupada gave word for word. Srila Prabhupada did something very sweet. For every verse, he gave a translation and a purport, but he also gave word for word, so we understand what each word means. So if not 2 to 3 hours, at least 1 hour in the month of Kartik, right? And we want to keep the momentum going. This is like a little jump start, developing a good habit kind of seminar where we did something together. Actually, in the outside world, they say if you do something for 21 days, it becomes your habit. So we did this for 30 days, right? We don't want to lose this habit. So the onus is on all of our shoulders, even after Kartik is done, continue the schedule. That 1 hour, see, you blocked it for 30 days. That 1 hour in your schedule was blocked for 30 days and everything else continued. It's not that life fell on our head and things became very difficult. No, things found their spot and they found their time. So please continue this. This 1 hour, study Srimad Bhagavatam. So we must study Srimad Bhagavatam individually, but we should also have group where we study together. And by studying together, we get different angles of vision through different commentaries, Prabhupada's purport, the usage of words, how we can learn from how the words have been used in the verse, and most importantly, how I can apply that verse in my life. So back to this verse, if you see here, Parikshit Maharaj, he's listening to this pastime and he is remembering Krishna, he reflects on Krishna as his own protector. So yesterday we were discussing how Parikshit Maharaj is seeing the pastime of Krishna protecting the friends from the snake with respect to his life, as this katha of Srimad Bhagavatam is helping him, who's the friend of Krishna, from the snake of Takshak. Parikshit Maharaj is seeing this pastime like that. And at the same time, Krishna entered the snake, Aghāsura, and saved the friend and pulled them out. So similarly, Parikshit Maharaj is reflecting on his birth, how the Aghāsura Brahmastra from Ashwatthama was burning the friend, which means Parikshit, in the womb of Uttara. And Krishna at that time also entered and he saved. And Krishna does that all the time. He enters the pillar for Prahlad Maharaj. He enters the mind of Vasudeva and then into the womb of Devaki. He enters the body of Vaishnavas. You can see in Gaura Leela, many descriptions are there. You can see especially the pastime of Nakula Brahmachari. Very interesting personality. Similarly, the example of Narsimhananda Brahmachari. It may be beyond the scope of today's discussion, but I'm just pointing out Dik Darshan. I'm just giving the direction. So you can find these names in Gaura Leela. Krishna's performance of pastimes must be studied with respect to our life. What does Aghāsura mean for me? What are the things in my life which makes me go distracted from the path of bhakti? You see, the friends, when they entered the snake thinking that it's very attractive, what happened was they fell unconscious, which means loss of Krishna consciousness with an attempt to enjoy this world is Aghāsura. Whenever we take on anything that is very attractive on the external, which makes us forget Krishna, that's Aghāsura. So when we hear the pastime, we have to internalize and personalize. Itham dvija yadava deva dattaha, listening to this pastime shrutva, swaratush charitam vichitram. Parikshit Maharaj is listening to Krishna Katha with so much amazement. He calls Krishna Leela Charitam as Vichitram. Chitra means astonishing. Vichitra is Vishesha Rupena. Certainly astonishing, mind-boggling Krishna Leela. Krishna Leela is certainly amazing. Krishna's pastimes are amazing. Krishna Leela Amritasar, Tara Shata Shatadhar. Kaviraj Goswami, he gets into Chaitanya Charitamrita Tripadis by saying how Krishna Leela Amritapur, Chaitanya Leela Amritapur, Krishna Leela Sukarpur. Doi mili hoye su madhurya. Sadhu Guru Prasade, Taha Jai Aswade, Sei Jane, Madhurja Prachurja. Our Kaviraj Goswami Father said he has compared Krishna Leela and Gaur Leela. Many comparisons can be given, but in this case he says Chaitanya Leela Amritapur, Krishna Leela Sukarpur. Gaur Leela is like sweet, and Krishna Leela is like the topping, the flavoring on top. And mixing them together, it becomes very sweet. Because Krishna Leela leads to Gaur Leela. You can always see the parallels from Krishna Leela to Gaur Leela. And then when you go to Gaur Leela, they're listening to Krishna Leela. Gadadhar Pandit and Gauranga Mahaprabhu at Tota Gopinath, they are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna Leela. Krishna Leela is like the blue ocean. Gaur Leela is like the golden shore of that ocean, the sand beach. And you can see the waves of the ocean come and touch the golden sand and pull it in. So the sand goes into the blue waters, and in the next wave, the blue waters come back to the sand. So Krishna Leela and Gaura Leela go back and forth like that. Gaura Prema Rasarnave, Se Tarange Jeba Dube, Sei Radha Madhav Antaranga. If someone takes shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and studies Srimad Bhagavatam, they will understand very nicely. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radharani and Bhagavatam is Krishna. You can get Krishna only through the mercy of Srimati Radharani. And at the same time, Bhagavatam can be understood bhaktya Bhagavatam grahyam na buddhya na chatikaya. Bhagavatam cannot be understood by intelligence or just studying Sanskrit commentaries. It must be studied with a devotional heart. So Bhagavatam is Krishna can be understood only by bhakti. More the bhakti, better the understanding. And the greatest devotee is Radharani, who is Mahaprabhu. Therefore, by praying to Mahaprabhu, Bhagavatam opens up more sweetly. Therefore, the Gaudiya Vaishnava commentaries of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti, Srila Sanatan Goswami, Srila Jiva Goswami is the way of taking shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and studying Srimad Bhagavatam. Papracha bhuyopi tadeva punyam vaya sakhim yan nigrihita cheta. Parikshit Maharaj, nigrihita cheta, whose consciousness was completely attracted to Krishna. Krishna Dhatu anyway means to attract. So Krishna attracts everyone. Tri Jagan Manasakarshi. Sri Rupa Goswami Pad in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, he says Krishna is so sweet. He can attract the three worlds. Leela Premna Priyadikyam Madhurye Venu Rupayo Iti Asadharanam Proktam Govindasya Chatushtayam. In Sri Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Sri Rupa Goswami Pad has said that Krishna attacks with his four weapons. The sweetness of his form, the sweetness of his flute, the sweetness of his pastimes, and the sweetness of his associates. And in this Leela, you can see of Aghāsura, Uddhar, all four have been used. Kechid Venun Vadayanta, so there is Venu Madhuri there. And at the same time, Krishna has amazing Rupa Madhuri, Phala Prabhalastavaka Sumana Picha Dhatubihi. At the same time, he has amazing Prema Madhuri of associates, Itham Satam Brahma Sukhanubhutya, Dasyam Gatanam Paradevatanim, Sakam Vijahru Krita Punya Punja. He has such amazing. Sri Rupa Goswami Pad says, Priya Mandala. Krishna has a galaxy of twinkling stars in the form of his associates, and he's the full moon, Purna Chandra. At the same time, this Leela is Leela Madhuri, very sweet. So, being attracted from four directions, Maharaj Parikshit is called here as Yan Nigrihita Cheta, जिनका चित्त पूर्णतया निगृहित हो, आकृष्ट हो, भगवान के चरणों में जिनका चित्त बना हो, he whose heart is completely absorbed. That Parikshit Maharaj started inquiring. Text 41, Shri Raja Uvacha. Parikshit Maharaj is asking. Actually, the word Raja Uvacha, Raja means king, but Virajate also means to shine, to be brilliantly effulgent. And Shri is Shri Yukta, Prema Yukta, Krishna Bhakti Yukta. He who's endowed with Krishna Prem is Shri. And therefore, Raja, Virajate, he who is self-effulgent, he is illuminating the four directions because of Krishna Prem in his heart. That Maharaj Parikshit is Shri Raja. And Uvacha, he is asking. What is he asking? Text 41. Brahman Kalantara Kritam, O Brahman, O Shri Shuka Brahma, O Shukadev Goswami. Brahma Janati iti Brahmana. The word Brahma means Shastra. So, Brahma Janati iti Brahmana. Brahmana is he who can understand the intricacies and the confidential details of the Vedas. So, Maharaj Parikshit is asking Shukdev Goswami, O Brahman, which means, O he who knows all interesting Rajavidya, Rajaguhyam, all the confidential details of the scripture. Kalantara Kritam, that pastime which was done, Hari Kritam and Kalantara Kritam. Kalantara means at a different time. Kala means time, Antara means difference. Kalantara means at a different time. This pastime was performed Kaumare, in childhood, and Hari Kritam, Harina Kritam, was performed by Krishna. But then how is it? Katham bhavet, katham sambhavet. How is it possible that tad kalinam, later on with time, paugandake arbaka jaguhu, that pastime which was performed in Kaumara Avastha at the age of 5, how is it that arbakaha, the children, paugandake at the 6th year, which means after 1 year of gap, tad kalinam means at the moment, and kalantara means in the past. So that which was that Leela which took place in the past, how in the Kaumaravastha, how is it that Arbakaha, the boys, Paugandake in the 6th year, Katham Sambhavet, how is it possible, Jaguhu, that they loudly sang this pastime? How is it possible that that which was done in the past, they did not say it then, they are saying it now? Parikshit Maharaj asked this question, and in 42 he's answering his opinion also. You can see, Tad bruhi me mahayogin param kautuhalam guro nunam etad harer eva maya bhavati nanyatha. He says it certainly must be yogamaya. Na uh, maya bhavati. Certainly this must be the yogamaya covering in Krishna Leela, which has covered the consciousness of the boys and not let them speak for 1 year. Apart from this, na anyatha, there cannot be any other reason, is what I feel. Maharaj Parikshit is telling Shuk. So he's asking the question and also giving his opinion. And this is fine. While asking question to our superiors, we must ask, but we shouldn't snub our opinion. We can always say, I personally, my heart is telling me, my mind is telling me, this is what should be done. But you please kindly tell me what is I feel this is the reason why this could happen, but you kindly please tell me what is the answer, like that. So we must have pranipat, pariprashna, and seva. Tad vidhi pranipatena. So pranipat means we bow down. Pariprashna means we ask questions. We first ask a question, give our opinion, feel this is where I am placed, but you kindly help me. And then we serve also. So tad bruhi me. Please kindly help me with this, he says. In this regard, Sri Sanatan Goswami Pad, he in his Brihad Vaishnav Toshini, he translates the word Brahman, because the word Brahman, this is again text 41, because I'm combining 41 and 42 with the commentaries. In 41, Parikshit Maharaj called Shukdev Goswami Brahman. Sri Sanatan Goswami glosses it or explains it as Sakshad Veda Rupa. That, oh dear Gurudev, oh Sri Shukdev Goswami, you are Sakshat, the manifestation of the Shastra. Therefore, you are Brahma. Brahma Janati iti Brahmana. He who knows Shastra is Brahmana. Oh, you are Sakshat Veda Rupa, Sanatan Goswami writes, teaching us that when we approach our Guru Maharaj, we should understand that they are Acharyavan hi Purusho Vedaha. The Chandogya Upanishad describes that Shastra, when it takes a form, appears in this world as Gurudev. शिक्षा गुरु के तो जानी कृष्णेर स्वरूप अंतर्यामी भक्त श्रेष्ठ एई दुई रूप एक भागवत बड़ भागवत शास्त्र आर भागवत भक्ति रस पात्र. Chaitanya Charitamrita describes the inner Paramatma, Chaitya Guru, appears in the form of Shastra and also appears in the form of speaking Shastra, in the form of the Hari Katha of Sri Guru. There are two types of Bhagavatam. One is book Bhagavatam, which we approach. Second Bhagavatam, person Bhagavatam, when we are qualified, he approaches us. So these are two Bhagavatams. And Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya means both Seva, Grantha Bhagavat and Bhakta Bhagavat. By serving Sri Guru or by reading and studying Shastra, Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu, the consciousness gets cleansed. So Srila Sanatana Goswami Pad has very beautifully explained the word Brahman as Sakshat Veda Rupa, teaching all of us that this should be the mood. And we can see it's not wrong to ask questions and express our heart. This is actually very much needed. One must ask questions. Whole Gita is based on conversation. Arjuna is asking questions, Krishna is answering. You can see Chaitanya Charitamrita also, Rup Goswami and Mahaprabhu. Rup Shiksha is a conversation. Sanatan Shiksha is a conversation. Rai Ramananda Samvad is a conversation. Asking questions, receiving answers. Even Srimad Bhagavatam, throughout you can see so many conversations. You can see the conversation of Narada Muni and Vyasadeva to start with. You can see the conversation of Parikshit and Shukadev Goswami, conversation of Suta Goswami and Shaunaka Rishi. You can see conversations similarly of Narada Muni, Yudhishthir Maharaj, Rajasuya Yajna. And Vidura Maitreya is another interesting conversation. Krishna and Uddhava in the 11th canto is a conversation. What to speak of Prahlad Maharaj speaking to his classmates? That's a conversation. Prahlad Maharaj speaking to his father Hiranyakashipu, that's a conversation. Many, many conversations. There's nested conversations teaching us that we must learn the art of conversing with our spiritual superiors. This is very important. Very, very important. We must learn the art of why are there so many conversations in the Bhagavatam? Because it is very important for a devotee to learn the art of expressing one's heart. Whether it is prayers in front of the deity, whether it is submission in front of Sri Guru, whether it is friendly behavior in front of the Vaishnavas. Please know, our path is not the path of locking ourselves in a room and performing bhajan. हमारी संपत्ति, हमारा संप्रदाय, हमारी रीति वैसी नहीं है. आधुनिक काल में ये प्राय असंभव है, क्योंकि भजन कुटीर भी कोई बना ले तो अंदर फोन लेके जाता है तो पूरा विश्व तो मुट्ठी में है. और यदि फोन भी ना ले जाए तो विक्षेप तो होता ही है, कोई ना कोई आके पुकारता है. So we cannot have a seclusion spot in the present generation. We must learn to deal with people. We must learn to communicate our thoughts with everybody, with juniors, with equals, with superiors. What to speak, how to speak, when to speak, with what intention to speak, whom to speak, where to speak, and also how not to speak. All of these different WH questions that I just mentioned, that is what defines the depth of a devotion or depth of devotion found in a devotee. One could be chanting a lot. One could be very famous or speaking Bhagavatam, so many other bells and whistles. But if we cannot deal with one another with respect, we cannot deal with one another with sensitivity, we will not receive the mercy of our superiors. This is the most, absolutely the most important thing on the path of bhakti. Serving others means starting to learn how to speak. Where to speak, where not to speak, where to open our mouth, where not to open our mouth, how much to open our mouth. How much doesn't mean the physical, I'm not talking about the aperture of the, of the mouth. How much to open in the sense what to speak, how much to speak, what words to use. You see here when Maharaj Parikshit speaks to Shukadev Goswami, you can see text 41, he calls Maharaj Parikshit calls Shukdev Goswami with the word Brahman. In text 42, he calls him Mahayogin. He calls him Guru. Text 43, he calls him Guru again. Text 44, Shukdev Goswami calls Parikshit Maharaj Bhagavata, which means he who is the best among devotees. So Bhagavata Uttama. So in this way, you can see every verse has a personal touch. They are not chewing a piece of wood mutually. They're not sitting and chewing a piece of wood, tasteless, emotionless. ऐसा नहीं है. We must learn the art when we communicate also. The reason why we are given names at birth is so that when we speak to one another, we invoke the person with a personal touch. We invoke them, we speak to them with their name. You will see throughout Srimad Bhagavatam, throughout Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna speaks to Arjuna, he will say Arjuna, he will say Partha, he will say Kaunteya Pratijanihi. Have you seen? When he says Janma Karma Chame Divyam, Evam Yoveti Tatvata, Tektva Deha Punarjanma, Naiti Mameti, so Arjuna. So either the word Arjuna or he will use the word Bharatarshava, Kurudvaha, so many different words. It's not that Krishna is practicing chanting the names of Arjun. No, it's a very personal thing. When he's talking to Arjuna, he names Arjuna, gets his attention, looks into his eye, and speaks with affection. Similarly, Arjun, while speaking to Krishna, Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Ratham Sthapaya Mechyuta, Achyuta, or Madhusudana, Keshava, he will use these words. He will use these names to invoke the presence of Krishna. He is looking at Krishna. Krishna's looking at Arjuna, Arjun's looking at Krishna, and with names, with so much feeling, they're speaking to one another. And same in this relationship of Maharaj Parikshit and Shukadev Goswami. So when we speak to our superiors, it's not that we should name them, but we must say Guru Maharaj, with so much affection. Vishrambhena Guru Seva, Gaurava Bhavena, both with respect and with intimacy. One must have respect for Sri Guru, but at the same time, we must have loving, intimate feeling that this is just like how a son would see the father, child would see the father. There's respect, but there's also affection that this is my father. With that mood. So, Brahman Kalantara Kritam Tad Kalinam Katham Bhavet Yat Kaumare Hari Kritam Jagu Paugandakir Bhaka. After this, in 42, Tad Bruhime Mahayogin. The word Mahayogi has been used here. And Srila Jiva Goswami Pad, he explains the word Mahayogin to mean, what does the word yoga mean? Yoga means to meet. Yuj dhatu, which means to meet. So that living being who has met God because of devotion is supposed to be a bhakti yogi. And what to speak of a Mahayogi, which means he who is dancing on the terrace of Krishna Prem. So Srila Jiva Goswami says, Mahayogin, Parikshit Maharaj is calling Shukdev Goswami as Mahayogin, as he who has the highest devotion. Nothing is unknown to you. Because if you have the highest devotion, Krishna reveals all his secrets to you. Therefore, you please tell me, why is it that there was a delay? The boys said it 1 year later, Mahayogin, you please tell me. Tad bruhi me. Tad bruhi me. Mahayogin tvam me tad bruhi. He Guru, nunam etat param kautuhalam hare eva maya bhavati. Anyata tesham arbhakanam brahmaha nasyat. It is not possible that the boys had forgetfulness for 1 year. Tesham arbhakanam brahmaha nasyat. It is not possible that the boys were bewildered for 1 year. It is not possible that they went into a dream state. How is it that they didn't speak for 1 year about it? Nunam etad harer eva maya bhavati. Parikshit Maharaj is saying, Nunam khalu etad. I am convinced harehe eva maya bhavati. This certainly must be Krishna's yoga maya shakti. Na anyatha. Apart from this, I don't think there is any other reason. And param kautuhalam. I am very, very curious. Please tell me. Tad bruhi. Bru dhatu means to speak. Therefore, You may have heard words like satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat. So bru dhatu means to brew, the verbal root bru means to speak. Bravishi me, Gita, right? Bravishi also comes from bru dhatu. So bruhi, please tell me. Tad bruhi me, to me, or this may can also go with param kautuhalam. Param kautuhalam means great curiosity. So that may could be mama parama kautuhalam. I have great curiosity. So that may could either mean to me, tad bruhi may, speak to me, or may param kautuhalam, my great curiosity. Either way, that may can be used in both ways. O Mahayogin, O he who has so much bhakti, please speak to me. And why you should speak to me? The word guru has come here. Why? Because a teacher doesn't keep secrets from the disciple. So you know it because you're Mahayogin, and you will. I am Paramakautuhalam and Shishyasteham, and you are Guru, and Guru doesn't keep secrets from the disciple. So Srila Jiva Goswami in Laghu Vaishnav Toshni has explained in this manner. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Sarartha Darshini Tika, he explains that here the word Maya definitely doesn't refer to Mahamaya. There are two types of Maya. The Maya which both bewilder, both put a curtain. One bewilders and we forget Krishna. That is called Mahamaya. That's how most of us are, have been in so many lifetimes. It's called the curtain of Mahamaya, Durga Devi. And then there's a curtain of Yoga Maya, where the boys or Mother Yashoda or the gopis, they don't believe Krishna is God, so that they can have spontaneous loving relationship with Krishna. There is no forgetfulness. There's complete remembrance, but there's forgetfulness of his opulence. In Mahamaya, there's complete forgetfulness. It's called Mahahara. It's like a total kidnapping of consciousness. But in Yoga Maya, there's only the curtain to Krishna's opulence, to open up doors of his sweetness. So the motherly gopis in the area, when they see Bal Gopal steal butter, they are completely enamored, completely attracted by his sweetness. The curtain of Yoga Maya is covering them. Maya Javanika Channam, Na Lakshase Muda Drisha Nato Natya Dharo Yata. That is Mahamaya. But for Yoga Maya, it is Yoga Maya Samamrita. They cover the devotees in such an extent that only the opulence, the godhood of God is hidden, but his sweetness is available. Parikshit Maharaj says, O Shukdev Goswami, I personally feel it is Yoga Maya which has kept the boys covered. Mahamaya cannot cover them. And I want to know more. So Shukdev Goswami is thinking, how could somebody who's on the brink of departure, you see, only 2 more cantos to go, and then Parikshit Maharaj will go back home, back to Godhead. He's been hearing so much. Imagine if we get to hear Srimad Bhagavatam for 2 hours. Somehow the mind spaces out after about 30 minutes, maybe 15, 20 minutes. The mind's spacing out and coming back and spacing out and coming back. And sometimes we have to write, sometimes we fall asleep, sometimes we drink a little water, take a little stroll and come back. That's our level of attention span. Parikshit Maharaj has been sitting Padmasan in one asan on the banks of the Ganga, or Yamuna as you call it, in the association of so many like-minded associates. In that assembly, Narad Muni is sitting, Vyasadeva is sitting, Parashara Muni is sitting, Vyasadev's father is sitting, Parshuram is sitting. Can you believe that? He has his axe, but he's kept it to the side. All the Sapta Rishis are there. And in that assembly, Maharaj Parikshit has been sitting and drinking the nectar of Krishna Katha. And Shukdev Goswami is thinking, oh Parikshit, aren't you tired? Aren't you sleepy? Aren't you hungry? Aren't you thirsty? Do you want me to take a break? Maybe speak something else? Parikshit Maharaj says, no, 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 please continue. And in that connection, in 43, he says, Vayam dhanyatama loke, guropi kshatra bandhava, Vayam pibamuhu tvatta punyam Krishna kathamritam. The word Vayam has come 2 times here. Generally, in a verse, the word doesn't get repeated more than once. If there is a word that gets used twice in a verse, it is called punarokti, something being spoken more than once. So either it could be for emphasis, if it comes from a good poet, or it could be because of lack of words, if it comes from a bad poet. If there is somebody who just starts composing something and they use the same word again and again, it's because, well, the dictionary that they have of words in their consciousness is very little, so they repeat the words. But for someone like Maharaj Parikshit, he would not use the word Vayam 2 times. And what is very interesting now, if he has to say, I am drinking, the word would be Pibami. And if he's saying we are drinking, the word would be Pibama. And the word Pibama has come in the second line. Vayam Pibama Muhutvatta. Right? Mi Vahamaha, present tense usage. So if you just say Pibami, it is understood that I am drinking. And if you say Pibama, it is understood that we are drinking. So on that, if you add Vayam, it is just Punarokti, that Vayam Pibamaha doesn't have to be used. You can just say Pibamaha. It means we are drinking. Right? Now, like for example, when you say the word Vande, it means I bow down. You don't have to say Aham Vande. When you say Vande Mataram, it means I bow down to the mother. You don't have to say Aham Vande Mataram Vande. You don't have to use the word Aham. Similarly, by using the word Pibama, it is clear it is Vayam, all of us. There to use the word Vayam in itself would be an extra usage, and then to use it one more time, there must be something going on in this verse. Otherwise, Parikshit Maharaj won't use it twice. Sri Sanatan Goswami. Srila Sanatan Goswami starts off by saying why the word Vayam has been used. Why the word Vayam has been, in fact, used and repeated. Because Parikshit Maharaj at that point, he looks around and everyone is so attentive, rapt hearing. Parikshit Maharaj is not feeling like saying Pibamaha, we are drinking. He looks around on both sides and he says, we are all at the moment nectarian. Hari Katha is going on from the lips of Shukadev Goswami. We are drinking this. Therefore, I'm not hungry, thirsty, tired, sleepy, etc. We, all of us, we are eager to hear. So he's including the audience. Srila Sanatan Goswami says, Athva, Athva, or he is giving too much respect to himself. He's actually saying, I am drinking. Like in Hindi, for example, one person comes in, but you still say, Baithiye. When many people come, what do you say? Aap sab baithiye. But if one person steps in, how do you say? Aap baithiye. So you're using the plural, even if it's one person. Why? Out of respect. Adaratmak bhav. So Srila Sanatan Goswami Pad is saying, Maharaj Parikshit is saying Vayam, he is using plural for himself, out of respect for himself. Actually, Shastra says we should be very humble, we should not give respect to oneself. Here Parikshit Maharaj is giving himself respect twice. Vayam, we are drinking, which means I am drinking, but out of too much respect, we are drinking. Why? Srila Sanatan Goswami says, I am giving respect to myself because I am very fortunate to be your disciple. Oh, Shukadev Goswami, the privilege of being your disciple is so glorious that I feel like respecting myself. I'm using the other, that we are eager to listen. Or another meaning is, we are eager to listen. Tunde tande viniratim vitanute tundavali labdhaye. No jani janita ki abdir amritai krishneti varnadvai. Sri Rup Goswami. That even if it is one person, Bahuvachan can be used because the living entity, the pure Vaishnava, is so eager. He is chanting with millions of tongues. He is hearing with billions of ears. So it's we which means I, with billions of years, we are drinking the nectar of Harikatha. So all these beautiful, wonderful explanations Srila Sanatan Goswami has blessed this world. My Guru Maharaj, when he would quote Srila Sanatan Goswami, I have heard it once in the start of Srimad Bhagavatam, when my Guru Maharaj quotes Srila Sanatan Goswami. He invokes the story where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu protects Sanatan Goswami from ending his life under the cartwheel of a Rath Yatra. Sanatan Goswami was such a great Vaishnav, but in extreme humility, because his body was filled with boils and wounds and open sore. Srila Sanatan Goswami wanted to end his life by jumping in front of the cart wheels of the Rath Yatra. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reprimanded him, scolded him, and said, "How dare you try to destroy somebody else's property? Your body is not your property. Your body is my property. Did you ask me before destroying my property?" So my Guru Maharaj would say, मैं उन सनातन गोस्वामी के चरणों में नतमस्तक होता हूँ जिनका श्री अंग चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने स्वयं अंगीकार करके स्वीकारा। भगवान जिनके शरीर को कहते हैं ममता से कि आपका शरीर आपका नहीं है, मेरा है, सोचिए उनके टीकाओं में श्रीमद् भागवत के लिए कितना अमृत बरसेगा। वो श्रीपाद सनातन गोस्वामी ने जगत को कृतकृत्य किया, सार्थक बनाया जीवन भक्त का अपने बृहद वैष्णव तोषणी से, अपने सुंदर टीका से। सो वयम धन्यतमा लोके गुरोपि क्षत्र बंधव। Parikshit Maharaj is saying, you are Guru and I am Kshatra Bandhu. Kshatra Bandhu means lowest among the Kshatriyas. Parikshit Maharaj is calling himself. Parikshit Maharaj was so qualified that he could chastise Kali Yuga. You can find that pastime in the Srimad Bhagavatam, when Kali Yuga, in the form of a dark personality, was whipping the cow and the bull of Dharma and the cow of compassion. When Kali Yuga was whipping, at that time Parikshit Maharaj removed his sword and he was ready to behead Kali Yuga. Can you believe that? Behead Kali Yuga. And Kali Yuga prayed at the lotus feet of Maharaj Parikshit. I said that, please give me a place. I'm one of the 4 yugas. You please don't kill me. Give me some space. And Parikshit Maharaj said, Dyutam panam striya suno yatra adharma chaturvidha. Where meat eating, intoxication, gambling, and illicit sex life goes on, you can live there. And because in my kingdom they don't occur, you may not live in my kingdom. And he kicked Kali Yuga out of his kingdom. Astonishing. And therefore, when Prabhupada said no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex life, they are coming from Srimad Bhagavatam, because these are the 4 places where Kali can reside, according to Maharaj Parikshit. And that Parikshit Maharaj was such a wonderful Kshatriya that he can even oust and exile and banish Kali Yuga. He is calling himself in extreme humility a Kshatra Bandhu. I am the Kshatra Adhama. I am the most fallen among the Kshatriyas, and you are Guru. And look at this. He says, Vayam Pibama. We are drinking. What are we drinking? How are we drinking? From whom are we drinking? Iha loke, in this world, Vayam Dhanyatama. We are most fortunate. Dhanya, Dhanyatara, Dhanyatama. Comparative superlative. Example in English, like good, better, best. So Dhanya, Dhanyatara, Dhanyatama. He says, we are not Dhanya, we are not Dhanyatara, we are Dhanyatama, Ihaloke, in this world. Although Kshatra Bandhu, although we are most fallen, we are most glorious. Why? Tvattaha, from you, we are getting a chance to drink Muhuhu, again and again, Punyam Krishna Kathamritam. The nectarian, ambrosial, oceanic burst of Krishna Katha. Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. So now, Sripad Vallabhacharya ji, Sri Subodhini Tika. Sripad Vallabhacharya ji is saying, Parikshit Maharaj is praising himself with the word Vayam just to inspire the Hari Katha to go. He says, we are ready to drink. Please, you speak. So instead of using singular, he is using plural to encourage Shukadeva Goswami that it's not just me. Look, we are eager. Actually, it could have so many meanings. We in the assembly, thousands and thousands of sages, or we as in our family of the Pandavas, or we as in me out of respect because I'm your disciple, or we in the sense that he wants to say, I am eager to hear, but it sounds like one person. So he says, no, we are all eager to hear because he wants the Hari Katha to go on. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has said, Bruyu snigdhasya shishyasya guravo guhyam apyuta. Quoting from the 8th verse of the first chapter of the first canto Srimad Bhagavatam. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti quotes that, saying, why does he use the word guru again and again? To say that this is our relationship and there is no familiarity in my heart. You are my guru and I am your disciple. And the guru reveals all his secrets to his disciple. The disciple inherits the nectar that is there in the property of Sri Guru, which means Hari Katha. So now you please share it. I am your disciple. Gurus reveal secrets to their affectionate, loving, surrendered disciple. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Shru Dhatu is not used here, which means we are hearing Krishna Katha. Papiba is used. We are drinking Krishna Katha, which means we started off by hearing, and now this Krishna Katha has gone so much into us that it's going through all our holes. We are seeing Krishna Katha, we are smelling Krishna Katha, we are hearing, and now we are drinking also. Athva, or when you start hearing Krishna Katha, you start smelling the fragrance of Krishna's lotus feet. And in no time, you become like a bumblebee. Your mind becomes like a bumblebee, drinking the nectar from the lotus of his feet. And in this way, all senses are vyapt, completely permeated by Krishna Lila. Srila Sanatan Goswami, he says, if Parikshit Maharaj was proud in using the word Vayam 2 times, why would he use the word Kshatrabandhu? The word Kshatrabandhu is extreme humility, that I'm not even a Kshatriya. He's not saying I'm best among Kshatriyas, which he is. He's not even saying I'm a Kshatriya. He says I'm the low Kshatriya. But he's using Vayam twice. So that has to be reconciled properly and not misunderstood. Srila Sanatan Goswami has said something very, very important for all of us. He says that person who meets a high-class Vaishnava, is certainly fortunate. And that person who meets a high-class Vaishnava and gets to hear Hari Katha once from him is not Dhanya but Dhanyatara. And that person who meets a high-class Vaishnava and gets to hear Hari Katha again and again, especially in the last few days of his departure in this world. Dhanyatama, Vayam Dhanyatama Loke. I am very, very fortunate. So this teaches us, even if we have the biggest calamity in life, if we have association of senior Vaishnavas who are talkative, who, who have a start time to the class but don't have an end time, and if we meet by Krishna's mercy such Vaishnavas, then we must consider ourselves to be most fortunate. Don't ever feel that, look, I am most unfortunate. We shouldn't feel like that. We are most fortunate. We have Srila Prabhupada in our life, we are most fortunate. We have Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur in our life, we are most fortunate. We have their Hari Katha in the form of their written work, we are most fortunate. We have those who have met Srila Prabhupada and those who are traveling in this world and speaking Srimad Bhagavatam. And Parikshit Maharaj had 7 days. So we know he was listening Srimad Bhagavatam at the time of death or departure. We don't know how many more minutes we have, how many days, weeks, months, years. So therefore we are dying every moment. So this moment, at this moment, is the time of our death. And we are hearing and chanting and remembering Krishna through Srimad Bhagavatam. Every breath is a death breath. And getting a chance to hear Srimad Bhagavatam Certainly most glorious. If we have chance to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from senior Vaishnavas, we should run with eagerness. That's the only possession that we have in this world. And that's the only price to pay to get Krishna. Wherever you have Hari Katha spoken from the lips of a realized Vaishnava who's practicing properly, who has affection for you, Sajati Ashaye Snigdhe Sadhu Sanga Swatovare, as Rup Goswami Pad says, that Vaishnava should be superior to us, must have affection for us, and at the same time must have the same Ishtadev, worshipping Radha and Krishna and Mahaprabhu. Then hear Srimad Bhagavatam from them. Hear Srimad Bhagavatam from them. That's the greatest property. We want to, even if you want to expand and increase your net asset, this is the net asset we should increase constantly. Everything else will be taken away. Prana prayana samaya kapavata pittai. But hearing Krishna Katha is the greatest fortune. Bahava iha vihanga bhikshu charyam charanti. Srimati Radharani, she she blames Krishna in Brahmar Geet by saying, I don't know which rascal came and first spoke the word Krishna into my ear. Then I don't know who is that culprit who first came and spoke Krishna into my ear. He has spoiled my life. The story of Mrigari is actually very true. Very, very true. Very, very true. Because Harikatha speakers are actually Mrigaris. They walk with their bow and arrow in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam, and they shoot all of us. And they don't shoot us completely, they shoot us half dead, which means we are not able to die for Krishna, we're not able to live for Krishna, and now we run after that Mrigari, that Harikatha. Jivova Marova. That's our situation, or Ma Jiva Mamara. Therefore, Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam, Kavi Bhiriditam Kalmashapaham, Shravana Mangalam Srimadattatam, Bhuvi Granantiye Bhuridajana. The positive interpretation of this verse is Tava Kathamritam. Oh Krishna, Tava Katha Amritam. Krishna Katha is Amrit. And Tapta Jivanam, especially for those of us who are tossing and turning in this world. We absolutely are struggling in this world. We are like the different jeera seeds or mustard seeds which are being kept on the stove. We splatter all the time in pain. For us, Tava Katha Amritam. Krishna's Katha is Amrit. And who says this? Kavi Bhiriditam. Great sadhus have said it. That Kalmashapaham, all the kalmash, all the misery goes away. Just by hearing Shravana Mangalam. Shrimad Atatam. Auspiciousness increases. Therefore, Bhuvi Grinhanti Ye Bhurida Jana. Those who walk around this planet speaking Krishna Katha, Shukdev Goswami, Vyasadev, Narad Muni, all our acharyas, Mahaprabhu. Those who walk around this world speaking Krishna Katha, Bhuri Dajana, they are the greatest donor. The greatest donor is not he who gives Lakshmi. The greatest donor is he who gives Narayan. He who gives Krishna Katha. But on the other interpretation of this verse, Srimati Radharani is saying, Tava Katha Mritam. Not Amritam, Mritam. Your Katha kills. Krishna, your Katha kills. And it causes us to become Tapta Jivanam. It makes us toss and turn. As the Katha is about to begin, we are happy. As the Katha is about to end, we are sad. So Krishna Katha is like that. It is Amrit, but it makes us Mrit. Materially died, completely finished. And Tapta Jivanam. It makes us toss and turn. But people say, Kavi Bhiriditam, the great souls have glorified Krishna Katha. Oh, Kavi Bhiriditam, they're Kavis. Kavi means poet. Poet doesn't speak the truth, they only poetically imagine and fantasize something. Sometimes the poet may say, the horse, instead of saying the horse was galloping, the poet may say, the horse flew through the sky. What does that mean? The horse was galloping very fast. So similarly, by saying Krishna Katha is Amrit, oh, Kavi Bhiriditam, they're all Kavis, so they know how to polish it. But actually, Tava Katha, Mritam. It destroys our material life. And Kalmasha Apaham, that Sandhi is very interesting. Kalmasha Apaham or Kalmasha Apaham. Kalmash either reduces, suffering reduces, or suffering increases. You see Mahaprabhu, Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Rai was speaking Krishna Katha. You think his suffering was reducing or increasing? Their Krishna Katha was like ghee poured into the fire of Mahaprabhu's love. And Shravana Mangalam Srimad Atatam, those who say that there is auspiciousness in Krishna Katha and joy, they carry the knife in their pocket in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam and they go home to home like serial killers. And Bhuvi Grinhanti Ye Bhuri Da. Da means to give, but Da also is used in the sense of killing. So Bhuri Da could mean great donors, or Bhuri Da could mean serial killers. So Srimad Bhagavatam speakers in a very joking and at the same time transcendently ecstatic mood. Radharani says this. I don't know who came and first spoke Krishna. Ke bashu naila shyam naam. Who is that person who came and first said Shyam into my ear? Radharani says. Ke bashu naila shyam naam. As soon as I've heard this name, these two syllables have gone inside. And now they make me run behind Krishna, but Krishna disappears. How do I take these syllables out of my ear? So this Krishna Katha is amazing. And finally, in the last verse, would we be able to screen share the last verse? We'll read this verse together. And we'll also read Srila Prabhupada's purport. Not to this verse, we'll read the purport to 43, and then we'll read 44. So we can screen share. Is that? Yeah, there you go. So we'll first read the purport to 43. Yeah, Prabhupada's purport. The pious activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are very confidential. It is not ordinarily possible to hear such activities unless one is very, very fortunate. Parikshit Maharaj places himself as Kshatra Bandhava, which means lowest of the Kshatriyas. The qualities of the Kshatriya are described in Bhagavad Gita, and although the general quality of a Kshatriya is Ishvara Bhava, a tendency to rule, Kshatriya is not supposed to rule over a Brahmana. Thus, Maharaj Parikshit regretted that he had wanted to rule over the Brahmanas and had therefore been cursed. He considered himself the lowest of the Kshatriyas. Dhanam Ishvara Bhavascha Kshatram Karma Swabhavajam. There was no doubt that Maharaj Parikshit had the good qualities of a Kshatriya, but as a devotee, he presented himself with submissiveness and humility as the lowest of the Kshatriyas, remembering his act of wrapping a death snake around the neck of a Brahmana. A student and a disciple has the right to ask the Guru about any confidential service, and it is the duty of the Guru to explain these confidential matters to his disciple. Now, the last verse of our series, let's read this, text 44, and the last verse of the chapter. Itham smas prishta satubadharayini tatsmaritanantaritakhilendriya krichat punarlabda bahirdrishishanay pratyahatam bhagavatottamottama. So itham, in this way, prishtaha, when Shukdev Goswami, whose Badharayini, was asked, prishta is pracha dhatu, prichami, right? Prichami tvam dharma samuda cheta, to ask. So here prishtaha has been used. Asked by Parikshit in the passive usage. When Badharayini was asked by Parikshit, past passive participle has been used here, prishtaha. Itham, in this way, when Parikshit Maharaj asked, or Shukdev Goswami was asked by Parikshit, then Shukdev Goswami, look at the term used for him. Tat smaritananta rita akhila indriya. Akhila indriya, all of the senses of Shukdev Goswami, rita, were completely stolen in smarita, in the remembrance of Ananta, of Krishna. And please note, at this point, Srila Sanatana Goswami explains that while speaking the pastime of Aghāsura, Shukdev Goswami fell into a trance, unconscious. He fell unconscious, speaking Krishna Leela, and Parikshit Maharaj was asking these questions to revive his Guru. Asking these questions to revive his Guru. Therefore, tat smarita. So the word smara, smr, to remember, and smarita means I cause you to remember. That is smarita. So Parikshit Maharaj, by asking questions, he's causing Shukdev Goswami to remember Krishna even more. Which Shukdev Goswami? Rita Akhila Indriya. His senses were completely driven to trance by speaking Krishna Katha. And he had closed his eyes and fallen unconscious with ecstatic symptoms. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti and Sanatan Goswami, Jiv Goswami explain, Parikshit Maharaj saw Shukdev Goswami tremble while speaking Krishna Katha. His hair was standing on end, his voice was choking, tears were dripping from his eyes, and he was unconscious. Therefore, Parikshit Maharaj asked questions. Vayam dhanyatama loke guropi kshatra bandhava. Vayam pibam utpatta punyam Krishna kathamritam. We want to know, oh Guru, please speak to us. And at that point, Srila Sanatan Goswami says, Narad Muni and Vyasadev, they picked up instruments and they started doing kirtan to revive Shukdev Goswami at this point. And the question could be, where did the instruments come from? Suddenly, where did the instruments come from? So our acharyas explained Parikshit Maharaj's son, Janamejaya, he had kept instruments ready because he is going to see his father leave this world. So he kept the instruments even before the Saptah began, so that there could be kirtan and the departure of his father. But his father, that is Parikshit Maharaj, saw Shukdev Goswami in transcendental ecstasy. So he started asking questions, and other sadhus picked up the instruments and they started doing kirtan. And at that time, Krichrat, with great effort and pain, Punar Labda Bahidrishi. Shukdev Goswami opened his eyes, and Bahidrishi, he developed vision of the outside world. Labda, he attained it Shanaihi, slowly. The word Punar, which means again, tells us many times while speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, Shukdev Goswami would faint in love for God. And Parikshit Maharaj would ask more questions, and Narad Muni used to be ready to do kirtan. And by this, Krichrat, with great pain and effort and difficulty, Punaha, again, Labda Bahidrishi. Shukdev Goswami opened his eyes slowly, and Pratyagatam Bhagavatottamottama. Parikshit Maharaj, the best among the devotees, Bhagavata Uttama Tam Pratyaha, started asking him questions. Athwa, Suta Goswami is telling this story and wrapping up this verse, calling Shaunaka Rishi as Bhagavata Uttama, that you are doing this yajna for all times to come. You are thinking so much about everyone. Oh, best among the devotees of the Lord. In this way, Parikshit Maharaj asked the question, and Shukdev Goswami opened his eyes and started to speak. And that will be the discussion of the next chapter. So at this point, the chapter of Aghasura's departure is complete. I offer my obeisances to Srila Prabhupada for giving us this golden opportunity in this human form of life to study Srimad Bhagavatam. I offer my obeisances to all the commentators on the Srimad Bhagavatam, starting with Srila Sridhar Swami, his Bhavartha Deepika commentary, my hero, Srila Jiva Goswami, in his Laghu Vaishnav Toshini, Srila Sanatan Goswami in his Brihad Vaishnav Toshini, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his Sarata Darshini, Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan in his Vaishnavanandini, Srila Vallabhacharya ji with his Sri Subodhini Tika, similarly Kavi Karnapur and Srila Jiva Goswami with their Champus, and same with Srinath Chakravarti ji and so many other commentators who have flavored Srimad Bhagavatam. From Srila Sridhar Swami to Srila Prabhupada, everybody has given the nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam with their commentaries. I bow down to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who came in this world with the two weapons of the holy name and Srimad Bhagavatam, which are sufficient to destroy enemies on two battlefields, inside and outside. By studying Srimad Bhagavatam, by serving the Vaishnavas, by chanting the holy name, by making every day count. As the saying goes, we don't want to count how many days we live. We want to make those days that we live count. So every single day, giving us a purpose in life to perform bhakti and go deeper and go higher at the same time. Generally, you see those who go deep, they don't go high. Those who go high, they don't go deep. But bhakti expands on both sides. It goes deeper in our perspective and takes us higher and higher. I bow down to Maharaj Parikshit, who on his departing bed came to the banks of the Ganga only to teach us where we should come when we are departing. I bow down to Shukadev Goswami for flooding this world with Krishna Lila. Shukha Mukhad Amrita Drava Samyutam. I bow down to Vyasadev, who gave us Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna Swadhama Upagate Dharmajnanadipisaha. Kalau Nashtadrishamesha Puranarkadhunoditaha. Krishna departed from this world as Krishna, but appeared as Krishna Dvaipayana, and through his pen appeared as Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Krishna. I bow down to Narada Muni, who inspired Vyasadeva to compile Srimad Bhagavatam, to Brahmaji, the guru and the father of Narada, to Krishna, the guru and father of Brahma, ultimately to the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani, whose month of Kartik is most glorious, where every devotee, every Gaudiya Vaishnava around the world somehow passes through, I would say, 8 months waiting for Chaturmas, and passes through 11 months waiting for Kartik. So we are on the last day of Kartik here. So there's sadness that the month has ended. There's also joy because this month gave us a lot of nectar. All of your association, seeing all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis with their video on, your names have become very, or I would say I have become very familiarized with your names. And most of you are sitting in one place, wrapped in attention, smiling, reciprocating, hearing with so much eagerness, joining from different parts of the country, different parts of the world. I have nothing else to give you. Even this I couldn't give. I am simply sharing. All of you, please bless me. I came in as a beggar, begging for your blessings, and I'm leaving, signing off today as your beggar, begging for your blessings. Please don't forget, this is the alms I am begging. Even if it is for 1 minute, that's all I am asking. 1 minute in front of Krishna, you can sincerely pray that may Krishna protect my life, spiritual life, so that I can practice what I'm speaking, so that I can remember Krishna and get more and more opportunities to be in the association of Vaishnavas. May Krishna not um, bewilder me through his Mahamaya potency as we have been for so many lifetimes. When Vaishnavas pray, impossible becomes possible. So I'm not asking or begging for anything else. You please give me just this one arm. Fill the begging bowl of this beggar with only one arm, and that is sincere, heartfelt prayers. If you can increase your chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, if you can be more fixed up in reading Srila Prabhupada's books every single day, and take a vrat that we will never criticize anybody ever. However pressing the situation may be, we will take shelter of the higher principle. We will take shelter of remembering Krishna. There may be bad examples around us, even within us, but we don't want to associate with those examples. We always want to look at the good examples at all times. At this moment, instead of singing the glories of Krishna, is it worth contaminating our tongue with other topics is the question. So I wish all of you all the very best, and we will eagerly wait another 11 months to see all of you on Sharat Purnima next year. I bow down to each one of you and hope, wish, and pray for the long life of everyone present here. May all of you be healthy. May all of you be Krishna conscious. May all of you be wonderful, wonderful examples that I may follow. Thank you very much. I bow down to the opportunity given by ISKCON Atlanta. I bow down to the temple management for actually this Kartik. I had so many other things to do, and I was really pulled with in different directions with so many responsibilities. But I must say, I received a lot of positive pushing. It was pretty transcendental. I was not even asked, I was told many times, and I took it as the desire of Krishna because I wanted to purify my tongue and my heart. So I thank all the Vaishnavas who very lovingly, very kindly engaged me in this service. Not to forget Jagannath Krishna Prabhu, who's been with us every single day. So I think he's busy now. Is that true? Oh, there he is. There he is. Wonderful. I couldn't see him. There he is. Not to forget Jagannath Krishna Prabhu, who, like every year, was you may know him as Jai Kumar Prabhu till last year, but now he's Jagannath Krishna Prabhu, a very loving, sincere, faithful disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj. So a big shout out of Hari Bol for his initiations. And amid so much effort and so much responsibility, he's always there on time, before time, inspiring all of us. And I also want to thank Shashi Bhushan Prabhu and so many other Vaishnavas who have been instrumental. Um, there have been Sadananda Ramachandra Prabhu and other technical team who have been taking care of. As you know, I am totally illiterate with any technical upstream, downstream, whatever, upload, download, uh, YouTube. So they have been doing all of that. And any mistakes that we as a team, Vayam, as we, all of us as a team may have committed, or giving too much respect to myself, any mistake, Vayam, we have committed because I'm respecting myself because of my connection with all of you. Such sincere, sweet-hearted Vaishnavas. If any mistake, not if, definitely for the mistakes, for all the mistakes that I have committed, all of you can kindly forgive me. To Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Shri Gaurnitai Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, and Srila Prabhupada, the presiding deities of ISKCON Atlanta, who's been the heartbeat of the community, to all the wonderful senior Vaishnavas in the community, the temple president, the congregation director, everyone, all the inspiring Bhakti Vriksha leaders, to all the devotees in the community, outside the community, temple vasis, Zoom temple vasis who have been present here, I bow down. I sign off for this year with lot of gratitude and lot of joy for the opportunity, and with a lot of sadness that this is ending. But all that starts must end in this world. We wish we all have spiritual bodies where every day is Kartik and we don't have start time, end time. We can just go on Punyam Krishna Kathamritam. But we're getting there. We're all getting there with every rising and setting sun. Thank you very much. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for giving us a beautiful house, a beautiful home where the whole world can live together in joy, in amazement, in satisfaction, in fulfillment. To each one of you, I bow down one last time. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, dear Amarendra Prabhu, for such an amazing series in the month of Kartik. All the souls who heard on live and those who are hearing offline, all were nourished so nicely. There are so many wonderful comments and emails that have come from devotees who have listened to this katha and got nourished. So we are very indebted to you, very grateful to you for taking this endeavor, despite your very busy and hectic schedule, despite travels, you have managed this uh, and nourishing all of us. So very, very grateful, Prabhuji.
And this time, amazingly, we could keep to the time frame and finish it in 30 days. I have many bad qualities, and one out of that is I can't pace myself. So sometimes one verse goes for 5 days, 4 days. But this time, somehow, by all of your blessings, right, Jagannath Krishna Prabhu, we could.
I'm sure many are wishing, I wish that bad quality manifested so we could continue for longer time. But yes, it's been very grateful to all the devotees who have joined, especially those who are on a video, listening very attentively, making notes, and it's so wonderful. Uh, but yes, this time we did not have any question and answer session, dear devotee. But if you have any questions, we have given the email address pariprashna108@gmail.com. You may please send it, and Prabhuji will try to respond to that. Uh, may not happen very quickly because Prabhuji will be busy, but he will respond to those questions when he gets time. So one takeaway that I'm going to take away from this whole series that we have so far is that 1 hour that we devoted in this morning every day, I will implement that going forward. That 1 hour I would have done something else. I'm doing something, but because of this katha, I was glued to my computer. I'm doing so many activities, just listening to this katha. If I start implementing that 1 hour devoted to listening to Harikatha, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, I'm sure there will be a lot of changes in my personal life. So, dear devotee, if you feel inspired, you can take certain takeaways from this particular series that we have done. Implement that in your life because that is what will change. The implementation, the practical application of what is being taught by Amarendra Prabhu is what will change our life. If we have to pay our gratitude to him, it is not by just saying Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. It is not that. It is by implementing his instruction that he told us in these 30 days. If you take one or two, maybe more, those who can, and implement that consistently, and then we'll see a lot of change in our life. When we come back again next Kartik, then we will have more gratitude for him because we said, Prabhuji, you told me this has changed my life, and now I'm again back here to get more instructions so I can advance further. This is how we have to pray gratitude. Hari Bol Hare Krishna is wonderful, no doubt, but higher than that is implementing those instructions. So let us all vow today in the last day of Bhishma Panchak, last day of Kartik month, that we will implement at least one instruction, one teaching of Srimad Bhagavatam that we have learned in these 30 days that we liked, that we lack, and advance our lives. So with that, I would like to thank ISKCON of Atlanta and Amarendra Prabhuji for giving me opportunity to serve all of you. Of course, if, I would have made some mistakes. If there are any, please, I beg forgiveness. Thank you very much. So with that, we will end today's session. And I request everyone to please come on video and give gratitude from Amarendra Prabhuji for such an amazing, soul-nourishing katha for last 30 days. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So let's unmute everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Hare
Deliverance
Krishna,
of
Hare
Aghāsura.
Krishna,
so
Prabhuji.
much.
Thank you so much,
Amarendra
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji,
Hare
koti
Krishna,
koti
Thank you so
dhanavad
Dhanavad
much.
pranam.
Pranams.
Come back to full
Amarendra
Krishna.
Prabhuji,
Thank you,
koti koti
Prabhuji.
dhanavad pranam.
Well, all the blessings to
Krishna,
you.
Amarendra Prabhuji, koti koti dhanavad
Surely
pranam.
we miss
Amarendra Prabhuji, koti
you.
koti dhanavad pranam.
Yes, I will miss all of
Us
you too.
again.
Koti koti dhanavad
Thank you,
pranam.
Prabhu.
As much as I
Thank
can.
you
Thank you.
so
When
much.
are you going to come to India, Prabhuji?
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Take care of
Davat
yourself.
Come
pranam.
to India, Prabhuji.
Prabhupada ki Gaur Premanande. Hari
Please
Hari
come to
Bol.
Vrindavan.
Vrinevyo Vaishnavi Namo Namaha.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.